Hello, and welcome to Success Formulas. If a woman has these 14 qualities, never let her go. We all sometimes get to the point where we ask ourselves, is this really the person I want to spend the rest of my life with? Not all of us are wise enough to immediately recognize if we have met the love of our life. Issues surrounding love and relationships are extremely complicated. Scientists have spent countless hours trying to figure out how people fit together and what qualities are essential for the relationship to make it a happy and lasting one. Here are some of the most important qualities you should be looking for in a woman. Number 1, she is honest and genuine. How long would you stay in a relationship with someone who tells more than white lies? Probably not for a long time. Trust is a rock you build your relationship on. If you cannot trust your partner, how can you construct a solid, lasting foundation with her? Honesty is the foundation for trust in a relationship, and trust is necessary for a relationship to function and thrive. Being honest with your partner also facilitates healthy communication, which is also necessary for a functioning relationship. If you've found a girl who can be honest with you, even when it is hard, you are very lucky. Number 2, she is intellectually challenging. Many relationships start off on physical attraction alone, but how long can that last? It is so much better when there are intellectual sparks between you, and when a girl challenges you on an intellectual level. Being intellectually challenging and having the ability to hold real discussions about meaningful topics will always beat shallow beauty in the long run. You should really want to be with a girl with whom you can engage in conversations that inspire and explore your interests. If you've found a girl and your conversations with her are diverse and sparkling and interesting, your relationship has a very good chance to last. Number 3, she is kind and empathetic. Nobody really likes to be involved with someone who is distant and cold and cares for nobody else but themselves. Being kind and empathetic is important for relationship quality. Most people like to be with someone who is caring, affectionate, and compassionate. Science says that the keys to a long and happy relationship are kindness, generosity, and understanding. We need someone who will care about us, understand, and support us when we are going through difficult times. If you recognize your girl in this description, hold on to her. Number 4, she has a positive outlook. There are enough bad things in this world without being negative about every little thing. Negative people are like energy vampires. They drain life essence out of us. Imagine being around them most of the time. Don't choose someone with that kind of energy if you are not prepared to listen to a lot of complaining all the time. Choose to be with someone who brings the light in your life, even on a darkest day. People with a positive attitude are pleasant to be around, and researches show that they are better at resolving conflicts. So there is more than one benefit to being with someone who is truly positive. If you found her, enjoy your life with her. Number 5, she compromises. There can be no mutual satisfaction with the relationship if there is no compromising. It is easy to be happy about the relationship when everything is going well, but life can't always be a bed of roses, and at some point in your relationship, you and your partner will disagree about something. It is completely normal, inevitable, and part of every relationship. However, the relationship can only work if both partners are willing to compromise. Good compromises help you and your partner grow together as a team. So look for the girl who can and wants to compromise. Number 6, she accepts your flaws. We've all seen relationships where all one partner does is criticize the other one. That is not very pleasant, you must agree. If you intend to spend much time with a girl, she should accept you with all your flaws. She should never make you feel inferior or not good enough. She should encourage you to improve yourself, but she should do that by building you up, not bringing you down. When it comes to improving your relationship, it is better to become more accepting of your partner's strengths and weaknesses, rather than to continue attempting to get them to change fundamentally. If you've found a girl who loves and accepts you for who you are, you have yourself a girl worth keeping. Number 7, she holds similar values as you. Our value system represents all that we appreciate and believe in. It mostly comes from our upbringing, the things we find important, the things we value, the way we treat others, and the way we treat ourselves. All of us have some beliefs and values that we are not willing to give up. When you set out to make a life with someone, it is important that the two of you agree on some of the non-negotiable values that each of you holds. This becomes even more important when it comes to raising your children, because we tend to raise our kids according to our belief system. Number 8. She can move past jealousy. Jealousy is really a green-eyed monster. It can ruin every relationship, no matter how much love there is. And it is usually not a sign of love, as many think, but of insecurities and complexes. It is normal to feel the pinch of jealousy when you think your relationship is threatened, but it is very important that your girl can move past that jealousy, especially if there is no real threat. Trusting each other is important if you want a happy life. Personal space is important, and it's up to both partners to have enough trust in each other to allow that. A mature woman will allow you to have your freedom if you don't betray her trust. Number 9. She supports your goals and pursues her own. A mature, independent, and self-confident girl will have her own goals and work actively to achieve them. She will also support your life goals and help you achieve them in her own way. She will motivate you to do more and be better. That's the girl you want to be with. Research shows that encouragement from romantic partners to pursue goals in areas such as career, education, friendships, and fitness makes people more likely to actually achieve those goals. So find someone who supports you. It is great for the relationship and for you personally. Number 10. She does not hold grudges. All couples fight occasionally, but who would want to stay in a fight for so long that you might forget what the fight was about in the first place? You fight, you deal with that, and you move on. It is inevitable that you sometimes inadvertently do something that hurts your partner, and you will need her to be able to forgive you and not hold a grudge forever. Forgiveness is the foundation of a healthy relationship. If you have found a woman that can forgive others, you should try to hold on to her for a long time. Number 11. She has a life of her own. When you are in a relationship, your partner may be the most important part of your life, but they should never be the only one. You wouldn't want to be with a girl who doesn't have a life besides you. That means you are solely responsible for her happiness, and that is not particularly healthy behavior. All of us should have our own interest outside the relationship, the things we enjoy doing, people we can have coffee with. When partners have their own friends, interests, and hobbies, and when they are able to define themselves by things other than their partners, that makes them happier and less bored. Number 12. She puts effort into the relationship. Relationships, especially long-term ones, sometimes don't come easily. You need to actively work to keep them healthy and going. It's no secret that sometimes the romance wears off in long-term relationships, but you shouldn't let it. And neither should she. When she puts in an effort for you and for the relationship, you know that she is committed to it. If a woman continues to do what she knows attracted you in the first place, it shows that she cares about keeping you around. Number 13. She laughs at your jokes. It seems like having a partner who thinks they are funny is more important for men than for women. Nevertheless, a big part of a relationship is having a similar sense of humor. When we know our partner finds us funny, for example, they laugh at our jokes, we feel confident and positive about the relationship. According to researches, couples who share the same sense of humor and laugh together are more likely to stay together longer. You don't have to be a stand-up comedian. The real humor is found in the everyday moments that you share. How long your relationship will last could depend on a sense of humor. Number 14. She has a good relationship with her parents. Our relationship with our parents greatly defines our future relationships. The importance of our primary attachment to our caregivers is thoroughly confirmed by psychologists. And studies show a good relationship between her and her parents can mean good things for yours. A good, healthy relationship between your girl and her parents means that she is likely to be a mature adult who doesn't play childish games and is capable of giving and receiving love. And that sounds like a nice person to be in a relationship with, right? Women with qualities we discussed in this video are pretty hard to find, but if you are fortunate enough to have found one, make sure you do whatever it takes to make her happy, every day. She will know how to appreciate it. Every man probably has a different checklist for what he is looking for in a quality woman, but it would be hard to find a guy who didn't agree with the characteristics we discussed in the video. If your girlfriend has these qualities, you should definitely do your best to keep her around. Before you leave, our team will be very happy if you can give this video a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you can be notified every time we upload a new video. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.